Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I posted and yeah, lots of updates on a lot of things, I guess, in terms of my personal life, but and yes, my own situation as well. It's all good, don't worry. But I was asked the other day if I was going to do the best games of 2019 and sort of going to do one now, but a bit more of an impromptu, quick list, I suppose, just to, just for posterity's sake, I suppose, if I ever decide to look back at this and I'll be like, wow, you really, really rushed that one, but no doubt. Anyway, so just thought we'd do a very quick list of games I've played this year, obviously in a particular order. So number 5 is a game I'm playing at the minute, which is Pokemon Sword. I've not played a Pokemon game since the Game Boy Advance, and there's lots of, really nice obviously lots of new elements to it, but yeah, I'm sure it's an accumulation of generations over the years, and it seems quite good so far. I'm still very much keen on the, first 300 or so Pokemon that I used to use and grew up with. But there's a lot of newer ones that seem really lazy in comparison and not very well fleshed out. You can have a cotton candy Pokemon apparently, which is interesting. Probably the epitome of it. Looks like I drew some of them as well. But no, aside from that, I've enjoyed it. I would say it's probably a tad too easy. Would be the only thing. I know it's for kids, so that's fine. 4th on my list is Rage 2. I debated whether I would include this one or not, because it was good, borderline mediocre. It wasn't as good as the first Rage, but you can tell they tried to put some new interesting mechanics and ideas in there. But unfortunately, for me, they didn't really pay off, like, the special abilities and things. And it wasn't, in the end, as good as the first Rage. The first Rage had something about it. It's difficult to explain. Had something about it, though. Rage 2 did a good job of being still a fun shooter. And if that's what you're after, then, it's pretty okay, I suppose. My third game, for me, third, would be Slay the Spire. If you've not played that, I'd really recommend going and picking it up. It's available on Steam, Switch, and all the consoles I believe as well. So it's like it's a bit like a turn-based roguelike game where you have cards when you sequence your attacks or your defense, and you've got 3 characters that all play quite differently, and there's different challenge modes, and it's quite good, quite entertaining. You kill a few hours on it. It's not meant to be, a proper in-depth game of any sort of lore, I don't really believe. But, yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's one of the best, proper indie games I've played for a long time, which is nice to see. 3rd place is going to go to Three Kingdoms Total War. I think they did a decent enough job on it. I enjoyed it. I gave my criticisms in my previous video, but basically I was just a bit disappointed it wasn't more fleshed out. There weren't more characters in there, and there wasn't more attention to a bit more attention to the history, and not having the naval battles, which I never thought I would say that I would be upset that there's no naval battles, but because there are some key naval battles in that period of history. That aside from some of the naming of the provinces are a little bit off, 1 or 2, but minor stuff really. Would have really liked to see a glossary of the characters where they fit into the whole story. That would have been nice. Once again, nothing I've not said before. I think I've played through it twice now. I've not felt inclined to go back yet, but the user generated mods have brought more life into it as well, by fleshing out the other minor characters a bit more, which is really nice to see. And the first place this year has been The Outer Worlds. I wouldn't say it was a 10 out of 10 game. It's probably a 9 out of 10 game. And, you know, Obsidian, same people that made Fallout New Vegas, and did a very stellar job on that, really, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't like it as much as Fallout 3 or Fallout 4, but it's a very healthy and worthwhile entry in the Fallout series, as far as I'm concerned, and it wasn't made by Bethesda, which says enough for itself. And yeah, I mean, I would, if it's Fallout or anything like that is something that you're interested in, I'd definitely recommend going in and having a go and checking it out. You know, it doesn't really do anything wrong. It's good. The story's interesting. The locations are varied. You've got, you know, pick the faction you most agree with, or don't go around and kill everybody if you want to. You know, there is that option. There's a lot of freedom in there. It really is like an RPG where you can decide how you want to play it. You know, there's no right or wrong way. There's a few endings as well that I've seen retrospectively after I finished it that I didn't realise you could even get. And it all sort of, you know, links together quite satisfactorily as well. I realise I've not really sold my top game of 2019 very well. But no, you know, I'm very much into RPGs. I really, you know, like action RPGs as well. And yeah, there's just nothing wrong with it. It's really good. It's, you know, what if it was made by Bethesda and it was, you know, their whatever their space game is going to be called, you know, more than happy with that. So yeah, hopefully Obsidian now have done well enough to be able to go on and maybe not make the Outer Worlds 2, maybe make something else, I don't know. But in any case, I'm glad to see it, and it is a, you know, a kick up the backside to Bethesda, because they can't rest on their laurels with it now, I don't think. I've just realised this video is going to be quite quiet because the microphone's up there. But very quickly, I will introduce you to the newest member of the family. And his name is Wilfred. And he's a Norwegian forest cat. That means you don't like the European Union either, do you? He's got no opinion. But he's very nice, very naughty, very fluffy. But we're not going to make any cat videos, are we? Or we might do. Who knows? But yeah, he's very tired at the minute. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know if I'll even be able to post this video. It might be too quiet, but anyway. See you soon. Bye for now.